Hi guys, this is video teaching you how to do edits on Adobe Audition CC 2017. I am going to be using my own recordings for Vie En Rose because I haven't edited that yet. So we're gonna be trying using that to edit something today. We have Adobe Audition opened. This is the 2017 version. I can see it here at the top where my mouse is. The 2017 version. I don't know what version you have, but it's mostly the same thing. It's just different, you know, added more. There's more plugins, there's more effects in, and the overall look is a lot more different. And we're just gonna go ahead and open our files. So we're gonna go to File up at the toolbar, and you can pick anything. You can create new if you want, but for this, because I'm literally just going to be editing and voiceovering what I'm going to do, I'm going to be opening Vie En Rose, which is a recording file that I have that I used for a collab that I'm in, which is Toshi's Vie En Rose. So you guys probably know that already. So let's just wait for it to load up. Takes a while if you have a lot of files in, especially since all of the files that are being recorded in Adobe in Audition is usually in waveform, which is the highest quality of your files when you record them. And it takes a while to load. As you can see here at the bottom, there's like, you can see here the audio size, which is 123.67 MB, and the total amount of free space that I have is 90 gigabytes. So right now, this whole session, all of this are the files in the session right now. All of it except for this one. This is like the main file, the session file, is over 123.67 MB. So that's just all of my vocals, because this song is only roughly 8 MB, I think. So the rest of those are just my voice. So when you open Audition up, you're not gonna see it look like this, because I've already made my own template, because I like my recordings very organized. So as you can see, it's divided from music, the melody, which is the instrumental, that's where I put my instrumentals, the solos, talking about here, the tracks, okay, right here, it's color coded. You can change the colors, and that's what's really cool about, you know, audio mixing softwares, because you can actually change colors and you can be able to determine what color they are if they have a specific color, so that it's easier for you to find what it is. And I have 2 solo tracks because sometimes they overlap, and I don't like to see them. I don't like to see crossfaders, which I can show you guys later. Crossfaders meaning 2 clips are with one another, and sometimes I do not like that. So I put 2 tracks so that in case there are overlaps, I can just export them one by one. So when the mixer, for example, Toshi, mixes my recordings, it'll be easier for her to determine, you know, what if it's overlapping or not. But sometimes I do not. So I think I just did this because I had to make sure that this part was perfectly in line with each other. And just want to point out that I've already started the doubles part, because Tita asked me what to do, basically why I'm doing this video, because I wanted to show what to do with your vocals, the doubles, the harmonies, and all of that stuff. I'm not really great at teaching or explaining, but I'm gonna try my best. This is part of my schedule today, so I've had a really, really rough day, so I'm sorry if I'm not that hyper right now, or if my voice is not in very good condition. So I have 2 solo tracks right here, of this 2. Right here, the yellow and the orange, and then we also have the doubles. Since this is a recording of mine, I only recorded the doubles in 1 track, and then I just duplicated them. So this is that's why it has doubles 1, because I duplicated them to show Tita what it's gonna sound like, what's gonna look like. and hopefully everything's going to be shown for you guys today. So so 2 doubles. It's usually just 1 double. So just for now it's like 1 double, 1 ad-lib, optional telephone, because sometimes songs have those. So I've always keep 1 track that has telephone effects on it, because songs usually have those stuff, so I just keep that in case I need it. But for then we have overlaps. So this is like parts that overlap with the solos or ad-libs that weren't supposed to be in there. We have the all parts, which is the choruses. That's when you know, the black color coded comes in. So this is where everybody sings and you're a part of those singing parts. It's just the all parts. Next is high harmonies. Right under is low harmonies. And right under that is overlap harmonies and another track for overlapping harmonies. This is just how I do things. This is also how I do how I do it in Pro Tools. So I'm not gonna be showing you the song. Maybe in a bit. I don't have the instrumental for this, so I just keep it on mute and I keep it on -12, because when I'm recording I like to hear myself when I'm recording. It helps me see what I'm doing wrong, if you know, because sometimes the music is too loud. If you just don't use monitoring, it's not gonna work out. So I don't have a lot of lines for this song, so we're gonna be focusing mainly on this area. So I'm just gonna default this to default this to 1 track for now. Like keep it mono. Oh, and also, by the way, all of these except for these right up here on the top, these is what we call a stereo track. I'm gonna open it. Open. Boy. Okay, this is a stereo track. As you can see here, it's all pink. Okay, the reason why it's called a stereo track is you can see here left, and the right stereo. So if I play an example, I hope it's not too loud. Nothing. And you can put them together. Okay, it becomes a full spectrum basically. And with stereo, that means it's both left and right. Meanwhile, with this types of audio, all the recordings that I have, they're all mono. Meaning, when we say mono, it's neither left or right, it's basically the center. So I don't have anything to click to make it, to show you guys why it's in mono, because basically mono means it's in the middle part of the stereo. So if you've ever seen like a stereo track, it just basically means that, you know, there's like 2 speakers and then the voice is literally in the middle. It's like a sandwich between 2 it's like a ham between 2 loaves of bread basically. So now that we have that down, I do apologize if it's like all my voice, because this is basically my recordings that I'm just gonna edit for you guys today. So first things first, we're gonna listen first to the vocals and the doubles. Maybe just the vocals first, just so you can hear what I'm gonna be talking about. So it's best for you guys to watch this first before you do anything to your tracks, because sometimes you may get too excited, and then when you do that, you're gonna be like, oh shit, she did this and then that. I'm gonna be fully explaining everything. I'm gonna try my best to explain everything. I usually go off track on a tangent, but I'm gonna try my best to explain to you guys what I'm doing. So right now, just watch me first, and then you can do the editing by yourself later, and you can backtrack. But right now, I think it's better for you to just listen to me and to understand why I'm doing this particular thing. And it's easier. It's gonna be so you'll be able to fully understand the spectrum, because I learned all of this by myself. And I rely on self-study, so I'm not really gonna be good at, you know, if you ask me something after this video, I'm not gonna be good at it, you know, because I already explained it. For me, I've already explained it. You have to absorb it. You have to learn to absorb it by yourself. So just a thought though. All of these tracks right here don't have any effects. The only thing that I have effects on is this, which I'll probably add later. but I will not be adding effects yet because, as I said, these are all raw recorded files for a collab that I'm in. That means, okay, so I'm gonna show you guys the part first. So this is Unbi's part in Vie En Rose. So I'm gonna show you guys how it sounds first in the original part. And I'm gonna put the vocal solos, okay? And then we're gonna talk about how we're gonna make it better. Okay, so we've just listened to that particular part, and now I just realized you guys can actually see anything beyond the spectrum of the screen. I'm sorry, I thought you guys could see what year I had on Adobe Audition, but right now it's 2017, by the way. So since you guys heard that version, which is the original version, we're gonna put my vocals over it, and then we're gonna hear what it sounds like, and then we're gonna figure out how to make it sound great with the doubles, and then we'll try mixing them together and then see what comes out of it. So here it is with my vocals. It's a little bit fast, like a tiny. I'm just and to fix this for like. No. So okay, I've just fixed the timing because it was like a couple of like 0.3 seconds off. So now I'm gonna mute this so you guys can hear that anymore, and we're gonna listen to the doubles without it being edited. So don't mind the L100 for now. We're gonna be talking about that in a bit. Okay, so now we have the files right here, so I can just select one part. You can see it's here. I have it on loop playback, which I think you can just click it underneath here. I don't know how it is on other versions of this because I only have this 2017 one, but I think it's just under the toolbar. So yeah, and then we can just play. We can see how it. Actually, I want to show you how the double sounds first. So what is doubling? Doubles or doubling is what's it's called generally. Doubling is an emphasis on a particular part of a verse being sung, I think, and well, that's my definition of it. So it just makes the sound clearer, more compressed, better in such a way. So let's hear it. 눈빛 불꺼진 타오르게 해 춤추게 해. So if we play them together, if you can please replay. 더 깊어진 눈빛 그 속에 불꺼진 내 맘을 타오르게 해 나를 춤추게 해. So what you hear now is the solo and the doubling together. So now it sounds a lot more fuller, in my opinion, and it's it's kind of like I think it's just bringing more emphasis to some parts of it that normally isn't it. When you have doubles, you can't just use them like this. You can't just put them in this kind of certain way. It's not gonna work out that way because it's still gonna be centered in your mix. What I mean centered is as you can see here, there's like a panning. This is what we call pan, stereo pan. So there's a left stereo and there's a right stereo. That's as I shown you guys earlier. So with this, you can either choose to put it on the left side of your mix, or your stereo, I'm sorry, or you can put it the right side of your stereo. It depends on you. Because right now it's literally on 0, meaning it's literally in the middle. It's nowhere in any part of the left or right. It's literally in the middle of your mix. That's why when you listen to this, they sound like they're in the same place. What we're wanting to achieve here is to make it sound like the doubles are echoing the main vocal. So now we have to duplicate this track. Okay, so this also has like another doubling over here, so we're gonna be checking that out later as well. It's basically all the same files. I just duplicated it. The way that you can duplicate a track is you just select the track that you want. This is, if you click on it, it gets selected. Go to multi-track and then go to track, then go to duplicate selected track. I'm not gonna do it because I already done it. And then once you duplicate it, actually I'm just gonna show. I'm gonna show you guys. Well, let me delete this real quick. There we go. Delete that. All right. So now we only have one double. So we can duplicate that. Go to multi-track on your toolbar. Go to track and go to duplicate selected track, and then voila, you have the same track, same settings, same everything. Like literally the same thing all the way through. It's gonna be the same thing from the top to bottom. Just this track doubled. See, it's already been soloed because this has literally been duplicated. So now we're gonna have two files. And mind you, when you do this, if you play it right now, okay, I'm gonna give you guys an example. When you play it right now, it sounds a lot more louder because all of them are in the center place and there's one file duplicated. So this file that you duplicated, that was originally one file, becomes a lot louder. It doesn't become like two things already in different parts. No, it's not like that. It's not like a cut fruit, you know, it doesn't come like that. What happens is if you have like a 3 decibel loud file, it becomes 6 decibel. It becomes doubled. So this is how it sounds like right now. You can see it peaking over here. And you're probably like, if you're listening to this on earphones, you're like, oh my god, that's so loud. That's because you duplicated the same file. So it's gonna sound a lot louder. So this is how it sounds like without it. If you put the other file again, it's gonna be louder. It's gonna start peaking, clipping, meaning when it starts going yellow, that's a bad thing. So so imagine that yellow thingy over there. Okay, maybe I can play this with this muted. Maybe it still shows. Oh no, it doesn't show. When it's on yellow, that means it's loud. I think it does that when it's so imagine that, double it. That's how it sounds like. So now we're gonna do a complete trick to make your files sound a lot better, for it to not be too loud on your mix, on your stereo or whatever. So first we're gonna make sure that we have them panned. So you just go here. Okay, you can see here the track that I'm using. I think my mouse can be seen. So you can use the panning right here. This is stereo pan. Go -100. Always remember that negative means left and positive means right. Okay, it shows here left and right. Okay, so you can play around with this. I'm gonna show you guys what panning is. I've already discussed this before, but we're gonna cover it again. So I'm gonna explain what panning is. We're gonna go from 0. Just for example, you don't have to remove this right now. Go from 0. So before from 0, then I'm gonna move it around. It's gonna sound like this. Okay, now I hope you can see what I mean when you're panning. So basically panning, imagine like a spectrum where you have your right hand in front of you. It's like a clock, okay? So it's, imagine if your both hands are on 12 number, on 12, and then one hand, the left hand goes to like 50. Oh no, goes to 6. No, 8 goes to 8. Yeah, it goes to 8. So that's basically what it means. So the left one is on 50, so that's where you're gonna be hearing it. It's like a clock, okay? It's like a pie or something. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not really good at describing things. So left at 100, meaning all the sound that you're hearing right now is going to the hardest panned left side of your stereo. And you can also do this by switching it back to like 100 if you want to. Hey. So it's gonna be repeating, so I'm gonna show you. To right. Okay, so that's basically what panning is. It helps your vocals to, you know, be more. I mean, the background vocals to be more in the back of your mix, not like directly in your face, because that's what background vocals is. They're background noise. They're background chords, vocal chords, with an H that help you, you know, make your song a lot better. It's like you're basically, because your voice is an instrument and the background vocals just, you know, support your main vocal. So now we're gonna put them together. So this is -100 once again. So you're on the left one and the right one once again. So let's listen to it. Let's see what the difference is. 더 깊어진 눈빛 그 속에 불꺼진 내 맘을 타오르게 해 나를 춤추게 해. You're probably like, what? That sounds like the exact same thing when they're on 0. And yeah, you're correct. That's because we both put one single file, okay? This is important. One single file on left and another single file on right without doing anything to those files. So that means you're basically still putting it to the center. Okay, it's gonna be confusing, I know. But when you put two files both on 100 to 100, -100 to 100, it's gonna be put back in the center. That's right. That's what it does. That doesn't change anything. It's still in the center. For it to become different, for it to become, you know, it sounds a lot more, you know, sound different, you have to use this trick that I do. This is what usually what they do. So basically you have to put one file. For me, I choose always the right one because it's a lot easier to use, I guess, in my convenience. So you have to drag it a little bit away from the left one so that when you play it, I think that's enough, I guess. So when you play it, when you listen to it, it sounds like it's coming from the left and the right side of the stereo. Because if you just put it in the middle, it's gonna go back to being in the center. Okay, so just imagine you just you put, you know, it's just like I need to like draw conclusions. Okay, I'm sorry for that. So I just got interrupted, so I am back. Hello. So I just got food from my brother, so that's great. So now right, so now we can see, because the reason why we need to move one particular file is you're probably like, Gio, that's not even gonna make sense. No, it does make sense. I know you're probably very confused right now, but the reason why we do this is because we do not want the background vocals to be in the center of the mix. I'm just gonna state this. When you say background vocals, it's literally on the back burner. It's literally at the back. It's not gonna be in front of you. It's not gonna be anything else. It's gonna be at the back. So the center is where your main vocal, the solos, the main vocal is always gonna be in the center. You can't put them anywhere else unless you want them to sound a lot different. But most of the time, it's in the center. That's why when we do vocally remove vocals from a track, you can remove the main vocals because it's in the center. That's why they can remove it, because it's in the center. So if we do this, it's gonna sound a lot different. It's gonna sound like it's coming from two different places at the same time. It's gonna sound like two people singing something different, but it's actually just one person singing it. So let me do this real quick. 깊어진 눈빛 그 속에 불꺼진 내 맘을 타오르게 해 나를 춤추게 해. Okay, so now it sounds like it's coming from either side, but I think I moved it way too much to the left, because now it's barely noticeable on the right. You have to be careful about this. So let's just listen to it again. Maybe it's gonna work. Let's make adjustments. It just doesn't work. It's a hit or miss. You know, I guess I never really it's a hit or miss sometimes, and most of the time I really don't care if it's like more on the left, more on the right, because it's just panning, basically. As long as it sounds like it's coming from two different places, I'm happy. But you can choose to do this, so maybe we can cancel it out a bit, so now it's more on the right side. There we go. If you want to be balanced, we can make it like -1. So now it's coming from different places, but it's balanced. You can balance it out if you want, but most of the time I don't do that, because your main vocals can balance it out whenever you like. It's balanced right now. If I make it 0, it's more on the left side. -1 makes it the center. -2. Alright, so that's basically it. I'm gonna put a -1, adjust it a bit more, because they're a little together right now. I like it better. So now it's gonna sound different with the main vocals. Let's hear it. Mind you, this is not even with effects on. Effects does everything differently. Effects makes everything sound a lot better. And I'm not gonna be doing the effects yet, because it's just not. Effects are complicated for me, because even I have trouble with it. But I already have my favorite type of effects on Pro Tools, which I hope I can discuss. But we can do that for another video. But for here, I'm not gonna be doing that, because it's just too, it's confusing. But mind you, I'm not a professional on mixing. I self-taught myself, so don't take everything with a grain of salt. Basically, don't trust me all the time. Just do this for your own research. This is how I mix. I'm not perfect. I haven't studied on any professional schools, so don't trust me if you don't want to trust me. But this is how I do it, and so far it's been going great. And I've been watching basically YouTube videos and using my ears to do what type of mixing I want. So now we have them together, so it's gonna sound a lot cleaner. It's gonna be coming from different places at the same time. So many roosters are deciding to interrupt me. So now we're gonna be putting on the harmonies. So I'm gonna close the doubles first, so you guys can see and hear what I'm talking about. So this is the harmonies. We have high and low harmonies that we are also gonna be doubling, or not doubling, duplicating in a second. But I just want to show you what the harmonies I have for here are. So here we go. They're already panned, so I've already discussed what panning is. I think it's just the same thing though. And they don't really need to be moved that much, because they're both different recordings. Okay, so that's one thing. You only need to move them around when they're both when the same file is the same. It's the same file. But when it's two different files singing the same thing, you don't have to. But if you still want to have that stylistic sound that makes it sound like this, maybe move it around like here. You can also do that, but since this is different tracks, I don't feel the need to do that. Okay. So this is what Tita was asking me yesterday. I mean last night. It was just very hard to describe without visual cues, but a visual aid. But with this, hopefully it makes sense. So now we have both of them on the left and right, 100%. Panned, hard panned, left and right. And I told her that you have to pan them both on 100, and she was very confused. Like, why do we have to pan them on both 100? Aren't they gonna sound the same? No, they are not, because it's not the same file, and it's different. Harmonies are different from doubles. Doubles basically double literally this part, this part of the vocal phrase, what they're saying. This is you're harmonizing. You're building up your own chords at the background to enhance the song, to make it sound like a lot better, and you know, that kind of concept. So when you listen to it, it's gonna sound like this. We're gonna go in depth in a bit. So both of them are in 100. You guys can see left 100, right 100. Left 100, right 100. Don't mind the low or high. They're both the same thing, just different recordings at different times. That's why I don't have to move them around, do anything to them, because it's not needed. It's not necessary. So now if we do it like this, that's the perfect size for this, so that you guys can still see the numbers at the side. All right, so we're gonna play it now. 더 깊어진 눈빛 그 속에 불꺼진 내 맘을 타오르게 해 나로 춤추게 해. Okay, mind you that all of this are basically in the same sound wave. All of them are in the same amplification volumes. Only one file is duplicated. The harmonies are both different files. So what Tita was asking me, like, aren't they going to be, since they're both in the 100, aren't they going to be sounding alike? Aren't they going to be overlapping each other? Well, they are overlapping each other, but because you're singing different notes, it's not going to sound the same. Okay? So when you play it, when you listen to this, it's like you can hear this, and suddenly you hear this coming in, the harmonies coming in, and then you can suddenly hear, your ears are designed to take all the sounds from your surroundings. So when you get that kind of sound, when you have a new sound to listen to, your ears immediately pick it up, and you can still hear it, even though even though they're in the same frequencies, basically, or in the same, numbers or pans or whatever what you want to call it. So I don't know all of the words. I just know what I know. Okay, I'm sorry. So just listen to this first. This part first. Listen to it first without even listening to the harmonies yet. Now we're gonna add the harmonies. So that's what I meant. It still sounds different, but it's still on the same spectrum. And that's basically it. I have a couple of other examples here, so let's just pull them up. I'm just gonna mute. Also, none of these are panned yet. Some of these are not panned. This is like the all parts. Like I have to duplicate them to make it sound great. There's a lot of harmonies that we have here, like this one. So if you move them here, it's gonna get panned. But those are both two different things. This is alts and this is a lower harmony. So you gotta be careful. You gotta make sure that you're using the same type of notes. You can't be putting, you know, two different things, because when you do that, you pan them both from 100 to the right, the 100. It's not gonna sound good. And another thing is you always have to put a center harmony, not doubles. If I just selected that, a center harmony. Okay, I can't really explain it right now, but it's necessary when you're doing a chorus part. Or where's the chorus part of this? Ooh, yeah. So for example, like for this, the A part, you have to put a middle, a centered one in that if you are doing the chorus. This is not necessary for this, because this part isn't the chorus, but because this one has a center, if you put another A part as a center, it's gonna be overlapping the main vocals. But when you're going through a chorus, I can't explain it without visual aid, because this is a great example for the Into the New World one that I already submitted as a demo. There's a part of it where it's like the chorus, like everyone's singing, like one side is you know, Rin, Tita, Unsong, and another side is like another bunch of singers, and then in the middle is my voice. The reason why I put my voice, because my voice makes the full mix, like the whole harmonies, vocals together. When you don't put a center in between, it's not gonna sound as full as you want it to be. But that's also fine if you don't want to do that, because you know, sometimes people don't really do that. I sometimes don't do that on some of my songs when the choruses aren't really that needed, or when I already have like ad-libs. It's important when you have ad-libs, like if you have ad-libs like this. I think this is an ad-lib.
반짝이는 눈빛 루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me 내가 그 누구보다도 빛.
So ad-libs are another case of main vocals. So with that, you know, this is a great example. So we have like the doubles that are not moved yet. And we also have the main vocals and the ad-libs. So the ad-libs, you probably wondering like, oh my god, Gio, how the frick do I like move the ad-libs? How do I make them sound like they're ad-libs? Well, ad-libs are like a lot easier to edit, because they're just basically main vocals, but you're gonna put them in a place where when you're listening to it in the mix, you're still gonna be able to distinguish them more than the main vocal. So a great example of this is if we put stereo imagery. So this is what sorry, I'm like moving away from it. This is like a great example. Okay, so this is what Tita was asking me. So what is stereo expander? What is it? It's under stereo imagery. If you go to effects rack, ignore the presets right now. Just go to track, number one track, click the arrow, go to stereo imagery, and left click on stereo expander. I don't know if it works right. The whole time it's just like this. So now we're not gonna be turning it on. I'm just gonna show you what it sounds like.
루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me 내가 그 누구보다도.
I'm gonna mute the doubles first.
루비같이.
So right now they're both in the center. Okay, so they're not panned, they're not doing anything, they're just basically right there on your mix. So now we're gonna make it either wide,
루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me 내가 그
or we can make it narrow.
반짝이는 눈빛 루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me.
This doesn't work on Pro Tools, by the way, so I haven't used this in a long time. I don't know if it actually works still.
반짝이는 눈빛 루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me.
So basically what it does is it expands the stereo to make your voice go to a place where it's not usually in, so that makes the ad-lib stand out when you put harmonies on it. I don't know if it still works here, because as I said, I went Pro Tools. When I have this kind of a conundrum, I put the ad-libs on a separate track like this, and then put stereo expander, and I just make sure that when you're listening to it, it's a lot more. I'll explain in another video. It's really hard to explain. So now I need to like edit this out. Okay, that's great.
반짝이는 눈빛 루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me 내가 그 누구보다도 빛나게 빨갛게 물들을게.
Oh shit, where did that come from? Oh, that's the okay. that needs to. Oh, that's on the right side. All right. So as you can see here, this is the wrap. I'm gonna make it more prominent by making it louder, so you can hear it better. So the doubles do their work, and the ad-libs, you can still distinctly hear the ad-libs. We're gonna put the stereo expander to, we can edit it, we can put it to wider. I think it's best if it's wide. I don't know, so you can decide if you want to put it in narrow, wide, focus, wider, depends on you.
반짝이는 눈빛 루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me 내가 그 누구보다도 빛나게 빨갛게 물들을게.
See how it's still noticeable? Like, for me, it's still noticeable.
반짝이는 눈빛 루비같이 모든 시선 all eyes on me 내가 그 누구보다도.
Despite the solos having more volume, it's not gonna be barely noticeable for you guys, but when you put the music over it, it's gonna sound different. I can't do this with this because this has vocals. So yeah, so that's basically what it does. And I'm gonna do another video on that on Pro Tools, hopefully, if I can make it work. And yeah, so that's basically it. And I don't know what else to show you. Maybe I can show you this. I don't know. Maybe this part. What part is this?
La 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 Vie En Rose.
Oh, okay, so that's more harmonies. But okay, basically that's the whole video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you understood. I hope you understand. I don't know what else to say. This is just usually how I do it. It's kind of hard to explain. Kind of, really intense. Probably like full freaking 40 minutes in here. But yeah, I hope you guys understood. And if you have questions, just send it to me on where where to find me. I'm Project Swiss on Discord and everything else. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys understand something. And I'm also going to be making a tutorial on the effects and all that stuff on another day. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you guys learned, and I'll see you next time. Bye.